I'm so abundant everywhere I go. Look up at the sky, I can see the money flow. My soul is a tree, every day I will grow. Love and peace are the seeds that I only plan to throw. Ties, I don't fuck with bad vibes. I ain't scared to cut ties. What is up? It is your girl, Maya Javelle, and you are back with another I can't even speak. What is up, guys? It's your girl, Maya Javelle, and you are back tuned in with the Black Sheep podcast. Okay? Today's topic is going to be about letting go. Letting go. Because we all have those problems. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if it's something like that isn't like something that doesn't have to be necessarily like a trauma excuse. It could just be like letting go of habits. You know what I mean? Like maybe you always liked donuts and used to eat donuts every single freaking day, like 5-10 donuts a day, and that started catching up on you, and you realize that's detrimental to your health, and maybe now you have high blood sugar or whatever, and you can't be eating donuts too much, and you gotta let go. You know what I mean? Letting go could literally be anything. And there's different situations of where like you think that letting go should be easy, but the thing is, it's like when you love something, there's an attachment, and no one likes to walk away from things they love, whether it's a person, place, or thing. Like I remember in high school, I freaking stopped drinking Mountain Dew for Lent. Like I just felt like celebrating Lent, and I was like, I'm gonna give up Mountain Dew because I was addicted. I love me some Mountain Dew. And well, I should say I loved past it. I still love it. I just don't really have it. I don't even know the last time I had it. I haven't had it once in 2024 so far. And I might have had it like twice in 2023, if that. I don't even know. But anyways, I remember I let it go for Lent, and I had to take myself to the guidance counselor. I was like not myself. And like I was talking to my guidance counselor, and she's like, well, like what seems to be the problem? Like she's just trying to sit here and do her job and like figure out what the hell is wrong with me. Like why am I in like a depressive type mood? And like so emotional. Like I'm already an emotional person, but like I don't even know. Like I didn't understand why, like what was going on like that specific time in my life. And like she was like, did you have you kind of like gave up anything? Like are you going through withdrawal with things? Like have you stopped drinking caffeine? And when she said that, and I was like, well, I did give up Mountain Dew for Lent. And she was like, well, to be honest with you, like that could be the thing. Like the fact that you stopped drinking it and you were drinking it so much every day that your body is like still trying to, one, catch up, and two, like mentally, like it's draining you because like you're pretty much like, I don't remember every word she said. Like I'm telling you, this was like over a decade ago. But like she was just literally pretty much just saying like, yeah, like that could be something. And I was just like, wow, me just trying to let go of something for a little bit. Like I couldn't even, it was detrimental to my health emotionally, not even just physically, because like obviously there's so much sugar in those things, but it was like mentally that was getting to me. That was a problem. Did I stop drinking Mountain Dew then? No. Honestly, I don't even know when I stopped drinking Mountain Dew because it's been a long time since I like really enjoyed some Mountain Dew. But yeah, I used to drink that faithfully. Like I love Mountain Dew so much that I had a whole Mountain Dew birthday party theme. That's how much. Like the invitations were Mountain Dews, or Mountain Dew cans with the invites on them. That's how obsessed. And a Mountain Dew birthday cake too, which was like chocolate chip on the inside. Oh my god. But let's get back on topic. But letting go. See, that was just me realizing that letting go of something and like where things can be negative when you let go of certain things, but it's for a good benefit. Like it was a good thing that I was actually trying to let it go, because I wasn't trying to have too much caffeine, because obviously too much caffeine isn't the best for you. So it's like that was one thing I was working towards. But then emotionally, it's like, dang, I shouldn't be dependent on a soda. But back then I wasn't like letting that click in and sink in, I just thought of it as like, oh no, I must drink Mountain Dew again. like I can't do this if it's making me sad, depressed. But it's like even something small like that. It's like I said, I don't know when I even stopped drinking Mountain Dew because it wasn't then. It was not in high school for sure. Like I can tell you that. But it's just like me looking back at that situation. It's like, damn. It's like that's how people feel when it comes to like all types of addictions, like sex, drugs, alcohol, any of it. You know what I mean? And people, like we get addicted to people. Like that shit happens. It's a real thing. When you invest and you like put all your emotions into certain things, you don't want them. There's a reason why you're putting so much energy and interest into something because you don't want to lose it. Unless you're like, why do I look? Sorry, but it's like you don't sit here and put your interest into things if you don't want them. Unless you're putting your interest into hurt somebody, then if you're putting a lot of effort into doing that, then you aren't happy with yourself, and maybe there's things you have to realize you need to let go, like let go of envy or let go of the fact that you're not perfect or that things aren't okay with you, and letting go of the tough act and stuff like that. Like that's what I think. If you're like really trying to hurt somebody, you put all that energy into trying to hurt somebody, mess somebody's path up, and really just show that you can be an ancient person. You put all that energy into that. I think you gotta reflect a lot. But when it comes to letting go, let's see, letting go, like it's never gonna be easy. It gets easier, yes, but like in the beginning, like when you're not used to like letting go of things, it's not gonna be easy. Take it from me, like trust me. I've said this in another episode, but it's like there's friends that I never ever thought that I was gonna walk away from, ever. There's a lot of people who, like even family, like that I walked away from. There's a lot of people that I walked away from that I let go, but it's like letting go physically, letting go energetically, letting go mentally, and letting go emotionally. Like I feel like they're all different stages. They can kind of combine it all into one, but I feel like there's different stages, there's different levels. I actually took some notes down too to kind of speak on this topic because one, I saw this quote and it actually like it made some sense, and it was like where is it? Pretty much it was like the hardest part the hardest part of letting go was realizing when the other person already did. And I was like, oh, that is so true. That is so true. Sometimes we are so blind to things that we don't even realize where things or people have let go of us because we want to keep that attachment so long. And we can put this up in different ways. When it comes to friendships and stuff like that, sometimes you gotta let go of friendship. Does not mean you don't care about somebody. And that's what we have to kind of like start to like, I don't even know, like kind of like reiterate, or like not even reiterate, but like kind of like put in people's minds, or at least help people be more open-minded to the fact that when you're letting go of a person physically, when you're letting go of a friend, when you're letting go of groups of people that you don't want to be around, it does not mean you are trying to bash or belittle them or make them seem like they are horrible people. It's just like, hey, what you're doing, I might have loved to do that then. I used to kind of be about it then, but where I'm at in my life and where I want to go with my life, I don't need to be around that. You know what I mean? And it does not mean I hate you. It does not mean that I dislike you. It just means that we don't need to be on each other's path at the moment. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I hate that people start to look at that as like, oh, you think you too good, or like, oh, like, they're just weird, or like how when people can perceive you just trying to better yourself by letting go of them, and that means that they think that they brought so much value to your life. And there's a lot of people who can bring a lot of value to your life that you still might have to let go, because just because you brought value to my life right then and there does not mean you still are now. You could have did something great for me 5 years ago. Does that mean now year 7, year 6 that you are still bringing something, or we're both doing that to each other? No. You know, I've had people let me go, and I've respected the fact that they've let me go. Anyone who's let me go, if they let me go for a reason where it was like they needed to better themselves and they needed to grow as a person, I can 100% respect that. Especially, like I said, I've even talked about like when I used to be in extra party goer mode. Like, I can understand that when you don't want to be in that type of lifestyle anymore and you want to kind of move on. I'm currently like kind of in that boat when it comes to people that I've let go recently, because like I said, I have a friend who lives right across the street from me. Like, and he literally has invited me to his house a plethora of times to like celebrate and be a part of like the party scene, because he be throwing the parties now and stuff like that. And it's just like, because of me kind of like really falling back on that type of lifestyle, like, do I still like to have a good time? Yeah, I do. But I had to let go of a lot of people who weren't benefiting anything. Well, we weren't benefiting anything from each other than just a good time, I should say. Um, like, and it's just like, I don't like, I hate that that's how things kind of gotten into life, where like people only want to be around you for a good time. Like that really does bother me. And it's just like, and that's why I don't go over there. Like I was even nice enough, I just saw him walking and I just took him to work the other day, just have a small conversation, and I don't really talk because I don't want people to think that I hate them, you know what I mean? I don't want anyone to think that I hate them. It's just like, one, it shows me different ways. This is how I look at certain things. And like, this isn't even trying to throw this friend under the bus, because like, I just don't feel that he looks at things from my point of view, which is fine. But there was a once upon a time where he kind of viewed me in a way of like, oh, you only care about partying all the time, blah 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 blah. And since I've changed, like, no one can really say that about me, you know what I mean? And no, it's not even that fully since I've changed. Well, yeah, changed for the better, and also like fell back, because if I want to get lit, I'm gonna get lit by myself. Or if I pop out somewhere, it's like once in a blue freaking moon. I like to be incognito these days. Like, I don't like to really be out there. I'll put myself out there, but I don't really like to be out there to the world, unless I'm like going with some friends or something like that. But still, I have more fun alone. Like, no, I have more fun alone, and I also can have more fun feeling safe, feeling that no one can take advantage of me anywhere. No one can slip a Mickey in my drink or nothing. Like, stuff like that. But it's just like, I had to let go of so many people because I found out that they weren't healthy. Well, not even just found out, that I just finally just opened up and realized, like, okay, you don't need to be doing those certain things like that. Like, I've let go of types of things that I've done, like drug, we'll put it out there, like in drug situations and stuff like that. Like, I've been around people who like to do a certain thing, and I started taking part of certain things, and I realized, like, damn, this shit is toxic as fuck. I don't need to be a part of that. I do not need to be a part of that scene at all. And a lot of those people still are friends and stuff like that, which is great to them, great for them and what they like to do and be lit and always doing something. But like, that's just not for me. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I got involved in a lot, and I think I've been blessed enough to always have literally guides and shit around me, because the fact that I've been so protected enough to where I have not got addicted to anything. I've never been addicted to anything. The only thing that if I wanted to put the A word on, it would have been alcohol. But like, I always will tell myself, it's not about an addiction, because I know I never needed it. I just wanted it. I chose to make decisions that I wanted to make. That's what I did because I wanted to. It wasn't like I needed to. I was clear-minded that I didn't need to, and I also proved that to myself because I go in different like time frames of where like I cut it out completely. I'll go a month off without drinking. Like January, I'm not drinking at all. Yeah, like I learned to balance, and I learned to have my own type of system, to where if it's something that I want to still keep in my life for fun, then I had to find a way to make it. I had to let go of the mindset of, okay, I need to have this much fun all the time, or I need to feel like this just to have fun. That's something I let go of. I let go of that mindset. And when it same thing with those people, I let go of people who only felt like we only needed to be friends because we just want to be extra hype and just get fucked up together. I let go of I let go of people who weren't wanting more, like people that just want to settle and they feel like this is just it, and like you can't you can't get anywhere. Like you feel like this is like I have to work this job. I have to just be here. I have to just deal with it. And it's like no, I let go of that mindset too. About 5:55 when I said that. It's like I didn't have to let that go. Like I didn't have to not let that go. I chose to let that go. You know what I mean? I could have just sat here and be like, yeah, I have to do this to get where I need to be. And it's like, no, you don't have to just go to school. You don't have to just go to college. You don't have to just, you know, to get where you want to be. Like everyone's path is different. And I had to let go of thinking that what what others have went through and had to do or are doing and what I let go of the thought that I had to kind of follow those types of feet. Like I don't. Like I gotta do what's for me. Um and same thing when it comes, like I said, it just like when it is with friendships and relationships and stuff like that, like, and even with family and stuff like that, like when I realize, because just like these notes that I wrote down too, it's like there's a time where enough is enough. And when you know that there's too much animosity, there's too much fighting, there's too much toxicity, there's too much shit talking, there's too much, just a whole bunch of unhealthy habits, and it's starting to freaking latch onto you so deeply, like, and you realize like that's not you and that's not where you want to go, then you realize something's got to give. You got to what are you going to keep sacrificing yourself, or are you going to sacrifice you are going to sacrifice what's around you and what's not needed so you can better yourself. And that's what I've done. And like I said, it's never freaking easy. It's getting easier for me. Actually, I can definitely say like my cutoff game is like 10 times stronger than it ever has been, but it's like kind of like a blessing and a curse at the same time, because it's like the fact that I'm so quick to just shut people off and like I'll just cut you off right then and there. Like I won't, it is what it is. It's like sometimes I feel like I could be a little too harsh, and then it also helps, it doesn't help with the fact that like I already have a guard up towards the world half the time. So it's like that's where it can kind of get in the way, but I know that I have a shield for a reason. You know, I've been put in a lot of situations where it's like the people closest to me and things that I didn't expect to happen in life have happened, and I have no control over that. And the only thing I can have control of is myself. And that's where it comes to learning that you got to let go of having control. You can't make people want to be friends with you. You can't make people want to understand where you're coming from. You can't make people be you. You know what I mean? You can't see other people. You can't see yourself in other people. That's what you got to realize. You can't. You got to let go of that type of thought and that type of mindset, because it will definitely help you down the road for sure. Because there's a lot of things, trust me, we don't agree on a lot of things. There's a lot that I don't agree in people's lives, but I can't change that. You know, I can't. Even if I see somebody, like, if I see people doing, like, their creative endeavors, there's a lot that I might want to comment on and be like, maybe they shouldn't do something this way. But it's like, who am I to sit here and say maybe they shouldn't do it that way, you know? Because what if that way is something that works for them and that is going to lead them to their success, you know? And that can be the same, even vice versa. Constructive criticism, never a bad thing. And sometimes people do need to hear it. Sometimes people just are tired of overhearing it and stuff like that, or because like they just feel like misunderstood. When you feel misunderstood, then you really don't like hearing people kind of say what they gotta say, because you're just like, you don't even understand me at this point anyway. But you gotta let go of holding back from advice and stuff that you need. That's something that you should let go of. But also, I wrote down like some steps of like letting go. And we got putting yourself first. When it comes to putting yourself first, that is realizing, okay, how I'm feeling, why I feel this way, and realizing if it's something that you want to change. Is there something you can change about the situation? Is there something you need to really back up from a situation? Um, is there a reason why you're like just finding out all the reasons of why you feel some type of way about a certain situation in your life, person, place, or thing. Like for examples, for a job, you feel like you feel miserable going to this job every day. You feel like you're still just going paycheck to paycheck. You feel like you're not elevating in any way, shape, or form. Maybe there is no other position where you can elevate. Anyway, like I said, you feel so miserable somewhere. You feel like things can't change. You can't change. There's no growth. Then think about, okay, so I'm looking for growth. I'm looking for another opportunity. What can I do to go towards that opportunity? What can I do to make those opportunities kind of plant some? How can I plant some seeds to get to where I want to be and where I want to go? You got to think of things that way. And if something is dragging you and making you feel drained and unhappy, and the longer you last in it, the more you're going to settle. So that's when you have to realize, okay, I got to let go. I got to make some changes. Whether you find a plan B before you go, which is 100% always one of the best options, but also you could also take the route where, heck, I'm gonna let the universe take control of some things. Like, I know that I have to make a change and I have to get out. Yeah, I made it. I made the decision of leaving somewhere without a plan B in effect, as in everybody else wanted me to. You know what I mean? Everybody was just like, okay, well, make sure you just have this, make sure you have that backup, make sure you have that backup. And for real, I'm like, I'm like, why can't I be my own backup? Why? Why can't I be my own backup? Who is to say that I cannot be my backup? Who says that I can't be plan B, A, and C? You know what I mean? Who says that that's not how things can go? People might think I'm foolish. Like, I know that I know position I'm putting myself in, but that's where you plan things out. If you can do something and you plan things out, sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, but you gotta have faith. If you really want something to work out, you're gonna have to take some sacrifices. And it means you might have to let go of things you love. Trust me, I loved that job. I did. But I didn't love how my body is changing for not the better. Like, my body is in lots of pain and stuff like that. Like, my feet got really bad, and it's just like, is it worth it just so I can keep doing for other people and just being a good worker and working my ass off, where I feel like I should be paid more? And it's nothing even against the company, because it's like every company has their rules and, where they put payroll at for everybody. I just felt like, for me personally, I couldn't take the fact that I just I just didn't see the growth. I didn't see any more growth for me in my specific position. One. Two, I just felt like a lot of people were like around me have already settled or been settling, and a lot of people are like, this is it. And like, I just be like, this is it. I don't want this to just be it for me. And that's why I let it go, honestly. It's like, because you can see when people who are just settling, they'll settle for anything, and then they kind of get a little miserable and low-key angry on the inside, because they're just accepting the bare minimum. And I don't want to accept the bare minimum. You know what I mean? I want to accept the maximum. I want to accept everything I can get and then some. Like, I want to accept the fact that I can make my dreams happen and be more proud that, oh, I chose to trust in myself and get to where I want to be. And now I can sit here and have the things that I have and want the things that I want. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of time that I want to be on. Whether I don't have anyone in my corner or not, whether I have people that don't believe in me or not, whether who think that I'm dreaming way too big for myself, that's fine. Because if you don't push yourself to think all that you can achieve, then you're just gonna keep falling back in that lack mindset, and then you're only gonna think you're lacking, and then you're only gonna just settle for where you're at, where you are. You're not gonna want even to achieve bigger. So that's why I chose to leave, because I would see people in there that would kind of just look really miserable. And honestly, when energy attaches to me, and if I'm around it so long, and when I'm around a lot of people, a lot of the time, I start to feel bonkers because I can feel everybody. I can feel who's happy. I can feel who's sad. I can feel who's really mad. I can feel who's really being fake as fuck and doesn't want to talk to this person, but they're just letting them talk. Like, I can feel all that. I can feel all that. I can feel hate. I can feel a lot of it. And it fucks me up because it starts making me think, whoa, 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 whoa. How am I? I can't be feeling all this at once. Because I know, low key, it's like, I'm not. Like, it's like I am and I am, and I'm not at the same time. But it's just like I had to let go of feeling like I needed this to get where I wanted to be. It was a big stepping stone, and I don't regret it. I don't regret leaving at all. One, for the simple fact that decisions get made for a specific reason, and I have to keep believing that this was a part of my path of a decision to do. Because if it wasn't, then one, I'd still be there and I would have never pulled the plug. Two, I could always go back. And that's why you leave on good terms with places. Because if you're a good worker, you're a good person, you're a genuine person, like, people will want to have you reemployed. So if I want to go back there, and I told them that, I'm like, if 4 months go and I feel lost in the sauce still, then you never know. I might come back. But I needed to take some time for myself. And that's what you have to also let go of. Let go of people not seeing where you come from and not letting you let go. Because if people really care for you, they're going to let you walk away with open arms and let you know that you can come whenever you need to. People are going to let you walk away with open arms and not hold resentment against you. Now, some people going to hold some resentment to you? They are. And that's how you start to point out who to let go and who wasn't good for you in the beginning. But you got to put yourself first at always. You always got to put yourself first. Two, you got to let yourself grieve. Whether it's a breakup, whether it's literally a loss of a family, feel your emotions. You are allowed to sit in your emotions. Just don't dwell in sitting in those emotions. Don't keep swimming in those emotions. Learn to, okay, I can take a quick swim, but the longer I sit in water, my hands are going to get all braily and weirdy, and that weird feeling when you're in a pool for too long and water for too long? You're going to get all shrivelly. You don't want to be like that. You don't be walk. What if your body stayed like that all the time? That'd be some shit. But you don't want to be in that type of position. I wouldn't want to be in that type of position. And I love to swim. Don't get me wrong, I'm a motherfucking guppy. I like to swim a lot. But, if I keep dwelling in all those emotions, I'm never gonna get far. And trust me, there's a lot of situations where, like, I'll have some, like, triggers and trauma that I'll be like, ugh. I'll catch myself, like, getting emotional, getting a little teary-eyed, and I'm just like, first off, why am I even upset about something that I already kind of know? I already feel this way. Like, I've already felt that way before. What's the point of just going back in the cycle of crying about the same thing, being upset about the same thing when I already know what it is? Once you acknowledge something for what it is, you have to understand that you don't have control in changing that. You can only change yourself. You can walk away and you can learn to grow and accept things for what they are, how they are, people for who they are, what they are, how they are, and learn that it's okay. You don't have to change nobody if they don't want to see things for themselves. If nobody wants to look in the mirror and you're the only one looking at your reflection and nobody else wants to look at the mirror, by all means, that's fine. And it took a minute, but I got out of that mindset. I got something. Do I get into situations where it still might happen today? Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I'll think of certain things. I'll be like, dang, like, but I'm like, you know what? I don't. Even this morning I got a little emotional, actually, today. Like, I randomly, like, I was listening to something and then, like, something hit where I was like, I felt it and I was like, dang, like, that is how I do be feeling. And it made me start to think of, like, how I've been hurt and how a specific person that is in my life, they do not change their actions. And I'm starting to just see more and more on how they really try to bring me down as a person. And that's a hurtful thing when it's like people who, like, you don't expect to want to hurt you are hurting you. like, because it's not all about physical, it's mentally and emotionally too. And yesterday I kind of witnessed something where somebody was trying to kind of like bring me down and make me feel some type of way, but they got quiet once they realized they didn't get the reaction out of me that they wanted to. And then today I like rethought about it, and I'm just like, damn, like I started getting upset, and then I started getting angry, and then I just like got out of it and just took all that and turned it into passion. I started just speaking out where I'm going to be, why I don't need to care about the situation anymore, why am I going to sit here and keep on being upset? Why do I the only reason why I keep being upset about something is because I care so much. When you care about so much people but you're not getting that reciprocated back, you gotta let that go. You have to let that go. You have to let that go, because at the end of the day, you're beating yourself up at this point. And I used to beat myself up all the time. Like, because I'm like either thinking like, damn, like what is so wrong with me? Or am I doing the most? Am I a little too much? And it's like, no. That's the trick. That's the trick. That's the trick. That's one of the, if you want to say the devil or any type of negative energy trying to trick your mind into thinking that something is wrong with you, or that you're the issue, and that you're the reason why things are the way they are. And it's like, no. It's like, no. You're not wrong for feeling. If you feel like, you know, like if all the facts are shown in your face right then and there, you know what you're talking about. It doesn't matter what other people say, but you know what you're talking about, okay? People call you crazy, people call you cuckoo, cocoa puffs, whatever they want to do. But when you realize the same things over and over, the same patterns keep on happening with the same types of people, different types of people, and you just start starting to realize, like, that's the same shit that happened, or they're doing that again, or, oh, this person is going to keep on disrespecting you. People are going to keep walking through your boundaries and not giving a fuck. Then you got to realize that's the shit that you need to cut off, and that shit you need to cut away. Like, it don't matter who it is, I'm telling you. It does not matter who it is. Person, best friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, wife, husband. It does not matter. Grandma, granddaddy, uncle, auntie, cousin, sister, brother. Does not matter who it is in your life. You can let them go if they will prove to you that they don't want to reciprocate any positive energy, or reciprocate that they're, if they don't reciprocate that they're not trying to build with you, they don't want any growth with you, if they're not seeking for you, bada bing bada boom, that's what you know, you need to cut it loose. Because what a lot of wise people be saying is, don't go seeking for someone who's not seeking for you. Like, don't go seeking love into somebody who isn't trying to give that love to you. And that's what sucks. We get put in those situations where we're like, okay, well, maybe I need to give more love. And it's like, why do you got to keep on giving more of yourself to people who are just walking away and just don't care? They're looking at it like, it's a little something, but I still want to go this way. Let them go that way. Let things go that way, okay? Always want more for yourself. Then you got to seek out support. As the next thing, seek out support, seek out help, seek out any type of person or friend or anybody who you do trust, or somebody you want to trust. Like, seek out that type of help to where you can talk to them, or seek out a therapist. Not everyone likes therapists. They don't always work for everybody, but a lot of people find success with therapy. I have not found the best success in therapy, but I found other things that kind of like help me, like a therapist. You know what I mean? But yeah, always seek out support from anybody you can or can trust to kind of see, because sometimes people that don't know you or are standing outside of a situation, they're able to kind of give all sides of the situation. And those are the type of minds that you want around you, people who can see all sides of something, people who can tell you where you went wrong and tell you where another party went wrong, but, or, you know what I mean, who can point things out in all ways and are open to that. That's the type of we need to be gravitating to. Next, we got staying busy. Get yourself into, relax. Get yourself busy. Like, get yourself into activity. Get yourself, whether you gotta binge watch a couple shows, maybe you gotta just draw. Get yourself into painting. Get yourself into reading. Get yourself into getting outside more. Get yourself into working out. Stay busy. Keep yourself active. Keep that mind active. Literally, going outside is 100% one of the best things you can definitely do. just listening to music, just doing things you don't do. Do things that are your own ordinary. Like go different places, go sightseeing, go to places you've never been to, go to restaurants, take yourself out. Like I'm telling you, taking yourself out helps you let go for sure. Because once you realize you don't need to be codependent on other energies, hell yeah, it will definitely feel good. I've taken myself out to the movies like 5, 6 times this year, like last year, since 2024. I gotta say last year now. I took myself out to see what the second Wakanda movie, Fast 10, yeah, Fast X. What else? Barbie. I saw Barbie by myself. I saw what's the other movie? The Blackening by myself. John Wick 4. Saw that by myself. I feel like I'm missing something. Either way, that's like 5 times that I've took myself out. I've took myself out to breakfast a couple times. I've taken myself out to dinner. Last New Year's Eve, actually, and I had to think about, I was like, what did I do last New Year's? Like, not the one that just passed, but going into 2023. And I forgot. I took myself to the buffet, and I had a good dinner. And on top of that, they let me take a whole thing home free because I gave them a nice tip. Like, so I was like, I had a good day. I had a good night, actually. I did. I made the best. Same thing. It's like, I'm telling you, sometimes you gotta be your best friend. If you can't be your own best friend, then it's gonna be hard for you to want to find other best friends. After Stay Busy, we got Forgive. You don't have to forgive people for them. You gotta forgive for yourself, because if you let go of all that emotion, you can open the doors for new positive emotions, more other things that you can bring in and feel good. Okay, so you gotta let go of what is the word I'm looking for? Let go of grudges. Let go of grudges. Learn from mistakes. You gotta let go of the fact that, one, something is a mistake. You gotta let go of it. It's like you live and you learn. You gotta let go of the fact that, yeah, you made a mistake, but you wouldn't have never known something was a mistake if you didn't go through it. And you can't beat yourself up on that. Whether you ended up being with somebody, whether you had a kid with somebody, like whatever, you thought you could trust somebody, just because you found out it wasn't how it was, you have to accept that, okay, all right, I went through that, but what did I learn from it? Every situation is a learning experience in any way, shape, or form. 100%. Whether the lesson is big or small, it's always a lesson. All right. Then next we have consider cutting contact. Yeah, there's certain situations where when you want to let go of things or places, like you let go of the contact. Like, okay, for example, you want to let go of smoking or drinking certain habits. Don't go to places where you're going to be around that. Like, let go of going to the bars. Let go of being around a whole bunch of, let go of being around all those friends who just want to sit around and just do those things all day, every day. You got to let go of certain things. Same thing with the job. If you don't want to be, if you hate, especially if you don't like the job, if you dislike something, you're letting it go. Like, walk away from it, cut contact from it, place, or person, especially when it comes to people. Just don't talk to them. Don't talk to them. Whether you gotta take your stuff, whether you gotta block them, unfriend them, tell them what you gotta tell them and say what you gotta say, like, or just don't talk. You don't have to speak to people. Like, yeah, it comes off rude as shit, and I know I do it. Like, it comes off very fucking rude, but it's just like, if I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I'm the type where it's like, I will tell you something in multiple ways, and if you just don't take it that way, when I'm being nice about it, I don't know what else to do. I will try to stop myself from flipping the fuck out. Like, it is what it is. That's just how it is. And I'm not saying you gotta be like that with everybody, but I'm just saying, like, it happens. It freaking happens. Like, because sometimes you gotta cut those strings. When I was trying to be attached to certain people, whether it was exes or even just situationships, like, the easiest way for me to not have to deal with them is just cutting the contact. Don't have my number, blah blah blah. If you got my number for somebody, I'm gonna make sure yours is blocked, so you're never gonna get through to me. Like shit like that. Like sometimes you have to cut all contact, especially if you're worried about. You say if you're going through a fresh breakup with somebody, you have to cut the contact. You can't just talk to them, because people who and I know somebody who's like, I know a lot of people who are like this, but this is I used to be like this, so I can't even talk but I learned that you're dealing with somebody in a breakup, but you're still talking to that person. Oh, you're falling into that trap. You are being reeled the fuck in. You are still giving them what they want, even if that's not a relationship, it could be a situationship. The more energy you're still giving them it's what they want. Like I finally came to a point where it's like relationships and situationships where I was just like, nope, I'm just gonna block you. I could either say what I have to say, or I'm just not gonna give you the time of the day, and I'm just cutting it right here. I know what I know. I see what I see. I don't like how I'm feeling dwelling on a situation, and I don't like you thinking that you can have have all the laughs because I'm still over here dwelling over situations. So, if that makes sense. So, you gotta cut the contact. So, definitely, when it comes to breakups, it's best to cut contact. Okay? Unless you got kids with somebody, then do what you gotta do for the kids, but sometimes you don't have to go through person to person directly, There's other family members that can kind of help. And if you're not in that position, then, keep that shit strictly for the kid purposes only, and that's it. Bada bing, bada boom. Or get court ordered situations. That's what you gotta do. For friendships, like I said, if you don't want to fuck with a friend, you don't gotta fuck with a friend. Everyone has free will. And if it's a friend, if it's a friend that's been hurting you, somebody who you considered a friend and they've hurt you, they show that they don't give a fuck about you. They show that they don't have interest in ever hitting you up and really being there for you. You're allowed to walk away. Is it going to be a little hard because you're going to feel like, damn, I feel a little shitty for walking away. But sometimes people need you to walk away and let them go to see where they played and see where they went wrong and see why you walked away in the first place. So just consider no contact sometimes. And sometimes it's good to just not have contact with anything or anybody, so that way you can really have some time with yourself, because you're not going to love yourself more than anybody else. Nobody else is going to love you more than you love yourself. And you have to get in that position. I will always stress that. And then find your happy place. Exactly. You got to find your place. Find out what you're about. Find out what you really love to do, what you really like to do, what you really, really want. And once you put all those together, you can come to a happy place. Okay? So, letting go can be hard. We all know that. But let's try to make it easy, okay? Make sure people can, like I'm telling you, when you let things go and let people go, when it comes to things, you can see where you played your part and like, damn, well, I was the reason why I was still doing that. Because when you separate yourself, you really only have yourself to blame for what you're doing. You know what I mean? What you're in control of. You are the one to blame. If you're choosing to do something repeatedly, you're choosing to do something repeatedly. You know what I mean? You're choosing to put yourself in situations. You're choosing to put yourself around certain types of people. But if you're dealing with other people and people are trying to influence you to do things, yeah, you still have a choice. But it's not just you trying to battle. Oh, maybe I want to make those types of changes and I don't want to do something, but I got these groups of people over here that saying, "Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on." You see what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, you still have free will, but your free will won't be tempered with enhanced as much as if you were connected to certain things and places and people. I feel like that sounds like I don't make sense, but if you really break it down, I am making sense. That's just what I was saying. It's like you can never sit here and say, oh, I only drank that beer. No, I only smoked that joint because Johnny gave it to me. And it's like, well, did Johnny say he was going to kill you if you didn't smoke that joint? And you could be like, no. like, the only time that excuse works is if you're getting held up at a store, you're getting held up as a hostage, someone's really got a gun pointed to your head and it's life or death whether you don't do something. Okay, that's a whole different scenario. But if not, and you have a choice and you chose to make whatever choice, you gotta deal with what you chose. You can't just dwell on, oh my god, well, what if I did this? Because it is what it is. What if you did that? What if you didn't do that? Like, you want to still think about all those thoughts? That means you're not letting that situation go. You got to understand that, okay, it happened, it is what it is. I can't change it. I can't change the outcome. I can only work on me. I can only change me. I can only grow. I can only be better. I don't have to have animosity. I don't need to have bad blood. I don't have to lower myself. I don't have to sit here and reciprocate someone's negative energy. I don't have to do that. That's what I can control in myself. And if people are putting you in those positions where they're wanting you to do the opposite or making you do the opposite or making you feel that you have to do the opposite, then that's stuff you got to let go of. But just be okay with letting go, because once you let go, you're making room for a lot to come in. So, yeah. So that's what I got for letting go. Hope you like this episode. The song that keeps on playing in my head, I'm not going to lie, is freaking, not Sean Paul. What's his name? Sean Kingston. Feel like letting go. Oh, 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 oh. That song with Nicki Minaj. Y'all miss that Sean. Y'all miss that King song. That song. I like that song. I'm about to play that song. Should we rock out to that song as we exit out of here? Feel like letting go. See you next episode. Alright, you're taking a long time just to get to YouTube out of you know what it is? Because I'm talking too much. Letting Go, Sean Kingston, Nicki Minaj. Feel like letting go.
Getting that from YouTube.
Thanks. Hey, yo, Sean. Oh, it's, yeah, let it go. Da-dee, 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 love, love. Feel like letting go. Oh my God. Who made these things called ads, though?
Something we dreamed about, but something.
But yeah.
This might be the one.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and you understand, like, letting go ain't easy, but, like, I'm just giving you guys different ways to let go, giving y'all some examples of letting go, explaining to y'all that.
Sonic quarter-pound double cheeseburger.
Hold on. Sonic just interrupted. Explaining to you guys that I get it.
Hey, yo, Sean, you Mr. Kingston.
It's okay to be letting go. Alright, we done. That's just what it is. Trust me, letting go will always be a little challenge, but it's a challenge that you could always overcome. It's never going to be something you can't overcome. Trust me, I didn't think I was going to be able to get as far as I've been with letting go, but then I realized, like, it's better to be codependent on myself than it is on other people, and to not have the highest expectations of people, because once you put expectations on people, they will exceed to show you the opposite. Like, and it doesn't happen in all cases. Everyone's different. Everyone's life is different. But this whole thing about letting go, like everything that I just put out when it's talking about like putting yourself first, let yourself grieve, that you can use all of that with any situation you're going through. Okay? You didn't get into a school you wanted to, you're allowed to be upset about that. But you can still apply to more schools. And maybe you might get redirected into something even better. And a different opportunity might come your way. So, just know, you're always enough, okay? Doesn't matter. If you're feeling low, take a couple minutes. Don't be in there too long. Don't be in there too long. Don't let your body shiver up. Jump out. Wipe yourself off, dry yourself off, and realize that tomorrow's a new day. The days were never promised, and I don't want to keep on dwelling in bullshit when I could sit here and be trying to make the best out of the next couple of moments, seconds, minutes, hours of my life. So hopefully keep that in mind. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, and thanks for chilling with the Black Sheep. I will see you next episode.
He put down the law, I started attracting, call it law of attraction.